Let's have a look at the abstract view of RADON data pipeline demonstration. In this demonstration, we'll use OpenStack environment, where we'll first create and install two instances with CentOS operating system. Then we'll install and configure Apache NiFi on both the instances. Inside NiFi, the first pipeline would connect to one Amazon S3bucket to read and get the list of images. The received images will then be forwarded to pipeline 2, which will invoke an Amazon Lambda function to process the images. In our case, we'll generate the thumbnail of original images. On receiving the result, the processed or the thumbnail will be forwarded to another data pipeline, that is pipeline 3. Pipeline 3 will eventually push the thumbnail to another S3 bucket. Now, let's see the TOSCA template for this setup. In this TOSCA template, we'll first see the node types. This node type is used to create, install, and start the OpenStack instances. This is to install, configure, and start the Apache NiFi packages inside the instances. And to deploy, configure, and start the pipeline using a pipeline template, this node type is used. This is a special node type mainly for sending the data from one instance to the other remote instance. This is derived from above NiFi node type. NiFi pipeline connection is mainly used to establish the connection between two pipelines. Those node types are further used to create the application topology. In the node template, we'll first create an OpenStack instance with node name VM1. Following this, we'll create another OpenStack instance with the node name VM2. Once the instances are created, we'll install and configure NiFi on node VM1 and VM2. For this, we have two nodes, NiFi VM1 and NiFi VM2. Now we have defined the nodes for three pipelines. The first node, pipeline 3 push image on VM2, is for pushing the processed image to one S3 bucket. Now, the second node, pipeline 2 invoke Lambda on VM2, is to receive the original images from another location or instance and invoking a already uploaded Lambda function. In this demonstration, the Lambda function will generate the thumbnail. This node will also be responsible for receiving the thumbnails. The pipeline connection node is used to establish the connection between above two nodes. At the end, pipeline 3 get S3 image node will be used to get the images from one S3 bucket, which is used to store all the original images and is considered as the source of this data pipeline. Now let's execute this TOSCA template using Xopera orchestrator. To execute the TOSCA service template, we first need to activate the virtual environment followed by connecting to the OpenStack environment. And to test the connection with the OpenStack environment, we can retrieve the image list. So the connection in our case is established properly. Now let's deploy the service called NiFi using Opera command. Upon execution of the command, Xopera will first create, configure, and start VM1 instance. After creating the first virtual machine, this is now creating the second virtual machine. If we refresh the web page, we can see the second virtual machine or the instance. Once both the instances or the virtual machines are ready, NiFi package will install first on the virtual machine 1, followed by the configuration and starting of the NiFi package. Now this is installing and configuring the NiFi package on second virtual machine or the second instance. Here is the list of images in the first S3 bucket. This is now creating and starting the pipeline on second virtual machine to push the processed image to the second S3 bucket. Now another pipeline is created to receive the original image and invoke the Lambda function to generate the thumbnails. Now the connection between those two pipelines are established. At the end, the pipeline to get the images from first S3 bucket is created. Now all the pipelines are deployed and started. If we refresh the second S3 bucket, we can see the first thumbnail. After 1 minute interval, we can see the second thumbnail. After 2 more minutes, we can see the other thumbnails.